the Deanna Cruz Unfiltered podcast. I am Deanna Cruz. In this episode, the first episode of 2019, I am joined by a guest, an old friend, someone that I love and hate so much. Yeah, it's Vezzy Parmesan!
Hey!
Vezzy was my old co-host back in Providence when I worked at the station there. We got together over the break and recorded this podcast just for you. So, Vezzy, can we just drop the Parmesan now?
No!
Why not?
Because I like it.
Throw some cheese on that.
Yeah.
We'll take some Parmesan.
Okay.
Hello? Here I am. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hold on, I gotta turn your mic down because you're
Why?
yelling.
I do not yell, Vezzy. What are you talking about?
You're so loud.
I know, it's so great. It's called projecting.
No.
It's
Yes,
just because it's a
called
different mic.
projecting.
No, you're just like my dad. You're yelling.
Look who's talking.
It's Portuguese.
Yeah, Jay.
But am I this Portuguese too?
Yep.
No, I'm not.
Oh my god.
We are broadcasting live today from the Vezzy Man Cave. Believe it or not, we are reunited. And this feels a little weird because I'm used to Vezzy always starting the breaks off.
Yeah.
But since I released my podcast, Deanna Cruz Unfiltered, I've had several people tweet at me or leave me a message on Instagram, direct message me like, hey, when are you and Vezzy going to get together and record something? So I figured it's after the holidays and I'm in Connecticut and I have to find Vezzy and hound him down and
What
say,
do you mean?
yeah, no, I was like, come on, are we doing this tonight? Are we doing this tomorrow? When are we going to record this? Because I wanted to get it done.
I was very accommodating. I gave you options and dates and places and times.
That's not accommodating. Because then I said, okay. He goes, how about tomorrow morning? I said, that sounds great. Crickets. Didn't hear anything else until today when I said, are we doing this or not?
Was that yesterday morning?
I texted you yesterday. Yes, I replied back.
What was I doing yesterday morning?
You said today to do it this morning.
Yeah. Right.
And I was like, I didn't hear anything because then I replied back yesterday.
I said today
like,
during the day. I didn't say this morning. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, during the day.
So you're misquoting me already. This is not starting off well.
It's winter, and during the day means before 4 o'clock. Okay?
Because it's not raining here, and you're not in Seattle right now.
Yeah.
You know, get used to the cold.
It's not raining yet.
Welcome back to New England.
It's actually been decent. It's been in the 30s, sunny. I went for a run today. It felt awesome. I was like, this feels
30s
good.
and sunny, that's good for you?
Yeah, that's okay. I'll accept it. As long as it doesn't snow, you know.
True.
This is also the first time that Deanna Cruz Unfiltered podcast has a live studio audience. We want to welcome Nathan! Yeah, I dragged my nephews along. Sorry.
Tis the season to be jolly and have family with you, right?
Yeah, it is. But let's talk about your man cave here for a second.
All right, let's talk about it.
Because my nephews absolutely love this. They were really happy and excited about all your WWE autographs here, including John Cena.
Right, yeah. There's some big shows over there, and Bob Backlund over there. Dean Ambrose.
He's different now.
You got Emmett Smith.
I got Emmett Smith. I got a couple other autographs downstairs. I just didn't have the room to put them on the wall yet.
Really? Because I can see a couple spots over here.
There's a hole over there, yeah. I could fill that up, but I just put this couch in, so that's why it's not up there.
Oh, all
Want to
right.
know something funny?
What?
Surprisingly, my brother knows half these people in the room.
Yeah,
he knows almost more wrestlers than I do.
Yeah, well, his dad is into wrestling, right?
He knows all the old school figures, though.
Yeah.
Jaden, how old are you?
10.
And he literally named
10.
the whole 1992 Mattel WWE collection.
That's thanks to his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to YouTube as well.
And YouTube?
Yeah.
Really? Why, you look him up? Oh, wow.
All day.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right. Well.
We could hang out.
Take him with you.
Hey, leave him here for a couple days. I'll learn him.
Yeah. Pick him up.
You'll get learnt real quick.
Yeah. So it feels good to be back in Connecticut. People always say, do you want to go home yet or anything? The only thing is, I just miss my space. I like having my own bed. I like having, you know what I mean?
You don't like my man cave?
Your man cave is not inviting.
You can sleep on this couch if you like.
I would not suggest bringing a girl over. Any
to
of
the
your
man
Tinder
cave?
dates yet.
I wouldn't impress her with all these autographs.
I don't know. I'm not one that really gets impressed by this stuff.
It's like $1,000 worth of it. So
you think so?
Yeah, and plus the ones that he has downstairs, it's almost a solid $5 grand.
Yeah. You know, I think that maybe I'll post his address out there.
No, don't do that.
The ladies can
That's
come and
just
find
not
him.
true.
Wait, Vezzy, but lucky for you, they'll end up across the street.
Yeah. That way I get to review them out the window first, and then wave them over if I like what I see.
So what happened was, Vezzy gives me his address. I've never been here, and so I drive, you know, all the way from Hampton because like I said, I picked up my nephews, and I'm like, I get to this house. It says you have arrived, and the house has like 8 cars outside.
Yeah.
There's like a couple people in there. I'm like, yo, is he having a party? And then outside, there's like the Virgin Mary and lights and stuff. And I'm kind of like, I don't think he'd have the Virgin Mary outside.
I'm not holy enough to have the Virgin Mary outside?
I mean, it would be a corrupt Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
And then I was
she
like...
might not be a virgin.
Yeah. And then I was like, what is... This doesn't really... So as we get out the car and I'm walking towards the door to go knock, because you said come to
You
the
actually
side
got
door.
out of the car?
I got out of the car and I'm in the driveway and there's 2 doors and I was like, side door. I said, maybe this isn't the right spot. And then you call me. You're like, you're not at the right house. And I could see you through the window. And I was like, maybe I'm not. And thank God I didn't knock on that door. Because I would have thought that they were like, I'd be like, oh, is Vezzy here? They'd be like, no. And then I would have thought they were joking and walked in. Like,
first off, the
like,
neighbor's house you were at, they don't like me very much.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah,
okay.
And I know things about them that they don't want people to know.
Oh, all right.
But it's weird because my street, like, all right, so the part of my street that I'm on goes to a dead end right over here.
Okay.
And then it, like, parallels or, like, perpendiculars itself, but it's the same street.
Okay.
So, like, over there is a continuation of my street, just higher numbers of the houses.
All right.
It's very strange.
I don't know why it told me to stop right there, though.
I don't know.
That's 49.
So I got a little confused.
Yeah, don't just don't say the street name.
Yeah,
right?
he doesn't know the street name.
All right, good.
Do you know where we are?
In a house.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, on a couch.
See?
Perfect.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
But you're here. That's all that matters.
But I'm here. How are your holidays?
They're pretty standard in as a single guy now, which is great. But it's just a lot of running around. Yeah. Seeing a bunch of folk. That's it. Nothing crazy.
I'm used to being single, so it's like nothing new to me.
Yeah, I'm definitely in your
opposite.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like do Christmas if I were in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, I don't know. How do I split the time?
It's a lot more running around.
It would give me so much anxiety.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who do I buy gifts for? Who don't I buy gifts for? Like, yeah.
It also depends on who you're in the relationship with. Yeah. Yeah.
Why? What do you mean?
Well,
like
because...
if that person is like...
Yeah, and sometimes that person is controlling and they tell you where to go.
That was your story.
I didn't say it.
That was your story. So you don't see your side of the family. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes
but now I do.
But sometimes that works if you don't get along with that side of the family.
Right.
Yeah. No, I actually flew in Christmas Eve, but I got to my parents' house at like midnight. And I asked you to pick me up, and you said no. Yeah, well, it was midnight on Christmas Eve. I was well inebriated around 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, so that wasn't happening. And I would have had to go all the way to Boston. Yeah, so? I thought we were friends like that, Vezzy. If it was Bradley, I would have ran the risk. If I had to pick you up in Hartford. You did drop me off. Or I would have sent you an Uber. Yeah. One of the two. Yeah. I know, but who picked you up? I'm not holding a grudge. I rented a car. It cost me $200 for not even 24 hours. Well, at least you don't have to pay for a hotel. No, I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is they jack up the prices so high around the holiday season. It's like, really, $200 to like... Yeah, it's the season to rent a car and be jolly. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. Time to lose your money. Yeah, ho, ho, ho. You know some of those, send them my way. Hey, a big shout out to Boss Sports is Life, because if it weren't for him starting this feud between us, his name's Ant. I don't think I've ever met him. Have you ever met him? I don't think so. He was an avid listener of the Rise and Grind Morning Show, though. Yeah, he tweeted at us and was like, hey, I want to hear, he was listening, he tweeted at me first and was listening to the Deanna Cruz Unfiltered podcast on his way home. Thank you. Unfortunately. Hey, excuse me. No, you're doing great. You're doing great. Which is up on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. I was just showing your roommate how to subscribe to it. If there's a fee associated with it, I'm so sorry. Just whatever. I didn't know. Yeah, he'll never know. Yeah, it's on YouTube too, by the way. Thank you, Jaden. Your agent over here. My agent over here. Yeah. Tune in. So, yeah, it's been great, but what was my whole point of the story?
Boss Sports.
Yes, he was listening to it in his car, and then he tweets at me, and I was like, "Thanks for listening." And he's like, "But I really want to hear Vezzy on one of these episodes."
Yeah,
and that's how it started. I'm like, "Well, I am going home for Christmas," which he knew, because he was listening to the podcast. And then, and I was like, "Well, it could happen. Let's make it happen." And then here we are.
It's me, snitches.
Yeah. So what have you been up to? I know you're back in radio.
Yeah.
Tell the people and all the women that follow you.
Yeah. No, I am working for 103.3 Amp Radio in Boston. I do weekends and fill-ins over there. And then I'm working at 96.5 TIC FM. Today's Best Variety in Hartford.
I have been listening to that while I've been driving around Connecticut. You have not been on.
It's pretty neutral.
Yeah. Shout out to Kerry Collins, who's on there, because he's been filling in.
He's on The Rival.
No, he's on.
He's on all the other. He's on all the iHeart.
He's been filling in. And he's on 95.7.
Correct. He's on 95.7, The River 105.9.
Okay, maybe you
Shout
are
out
right.
to Kerry Collins.
No, but he is iHeart. But he's been filling in for whoever the night guy is.
Oh, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
He's doing all this shit.
So I've heard his voice, but I was like hoping to hear yours. I didn't know if you were filling in at all this week.
No, I did. I was there last Friday. I did a daytime shift, but TIC in Hartford, I only do sporadically.
Oh, okay.
They need an extra body.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, keeping the microphone warm.
That's it.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then you know me. Remember I called you the other day? You were in the studio, and you're like, "What are you doing now?" I was like, "I'm a personal assistant. It's the best thing ever."
Killing the game in Seattle.
It is pretty cool. Like, I met tons of people, and like they are the couple I work for. Probably the best couple to work for. Like,
wait, so you're meeting all these rich folk though?
I didn't say that.
But you just said you're meeting all these people. Wouldn't that imply, guys, that like she's meeting rich people?
Do not talk to my nephews.
Yes.
Do not talk to
Because
them.
Like, if you think about it, kind of, if she's working for rich people,
No.
but then their friends would kind of alternate in between, like, normal, like...
Nah, they're all rich, man. Trust me.
No.
They all have jobs.
If you were talking about me or a bunch of chamokes that I live with, you would never have said, I met people.
You would never... I did. I met your roommate.
Yeah, okay.
On Instagram.
You met him 3 years ago. You don't even remember.
I do remember him.
Yeah.
I just forget his name.
Kevin.
Even on Instagram, she was at a yacht, and there was a whole bunch of freaking yachts with lights on them.
See?
We have lights?
I got lights in my backyard.
Just joking.
But I live in Providence, Connecticut,
People decorate their boats around Christmas time.
That's what it's boats. Decorated boats. And you meeting people.
Yeah.
So can I get some of that money?
Come and visit, Vezzy.
I gotta go to Seattle? Damn.
Come and visit in Seattle. We will take care of you, okay?
See what happens when
you will
leave
have a really
Providence?
good time in Seattle. That's all. You gotta meet. You have to meet Nurse Tatas, aka Cindy.
Nurse Tata?
Yeah, she's on the
I
podcast.
met a couple of them in my
That's
day.
what our grandmother calls her.
Jeffster, who is also on the podcast on a regular basis.
Okay.
So I know Jeffster from CrossFit. Now he's injured. He has got a messed
But
up
why is the nurse called Tatas?
because
She's got some bozingas.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. She's one of my best friends. And then there's Tech
Go
Tom,
ahead,
who
yeah.
pretty much sets up the, hits record.
Oh, he does all your work for you.
Kind of like you.
Kinda like I
on the
did
mic right
tonight,
now.
yeah. Okay.
I was gonna call you Tech Vezzy, but it
Right.
just didn't have the same, tone to
So
it.
let me just fly to Connecticut. If I got a tech out there, we can record a podcast.
Yeah. So
All
you're,
right.
you're Tech Vezzy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I
Getting
mean,
back to my roots.
people have asked me like, have I like talked to anybody from the station from Hot 106? Haven't really like talked to any of them.
Heartless
Past
Jim,
3.
once in a while, he'll send me like a random GIF of like the Undertaker.
Oh, really?
King. Yeah.
Yeah.
But only on my birthday or select like
holidays.
special days. Yeah,
Yeah.
not even holidays. Just like monumental days that kind of stand out in his brain. I still talk to Trevor.
Oh, okay. But he's in Texas now, right?
Yeah, Austin. He's
Austin,
programming
Texas.
the station Kiss 96.7. I think. Something like that.
Yeah. Then obviously our intern at the time was Mike, so he's taking over the morning show.
Wait. Oh, Mike D.
Yeah, Mike D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spilled our shoes.
Yeah. I would say that the people that I talk to more on a regular basis are like the old crew, like kind of when you started, most of them left. So it was like,
well, I came in like the plague. Everybody quit when I got hired. Except
Why did they hire you?
Big Stress will never leave. He's a Providence legend.
Yeah, Big Stress. Shout out to Big Stress. So promo chick Beth, I'll text her. We're supposed to meet up if I go to Rhode Island this weekend. I haven't seen her in a couple years.
Tell her I said peace, God.
Yeah. Samantha,
she's always hanging out with the Wu-Tang Clan.
She is.
Sam? Yeah, no, I remember Sam.
She's married and pregnant now.
We're social media buddies.
Yeah,
she likes my pictures and stuff. She's like one of the 10 that do.
I just keep scrolling.
Thanks.
But then sometimes I remember the conversation we had about like, oh, what, you can't like my picture? Or you were talking about something and now I feel guilty.
No, I'm tired of liking pictures of you with one leg up on a brick wall. That's all.
What?
Yeah, you posted like every other week.
At least it's up on a brick wall and not somewhere else, okay?
Almost every day, right?
Thank you very much.
It's usually graffiti.
Yeah.
Hey guys, stop!
A graffiti wall.
You're supposed to be on my side.
One leg up, chilling with some Starbucks in your hand, or
don't forget who drove you here, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. They can stay.
They can stay.
Yeah, I got lots of things to do. I got the WWE network. I got all sorts of things.
Okay, well, I'll just tell my sister to come pick him up here.
Yeah, I saw PS4.
I think she's just gonna be like.
I got 2K19 too.
Oh, I
yeah.
I got that from my new Xbox One.
All right.
I don't even know what you're talking about. My sister's just gonna be like, oh, are they with Vezzy? Okay, cool. They could stay there the whole week.
Yo, tell Sandra I'll meet them at the Wendy's. I had to drop your laptop off at like
Wendy's?
2 years ago.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. She'll be fine with that.
I'll bring them over there.
Are you working next week? Or are you off all next week?
I'm off till whatever the day after New Year's is.
Oh, okay.
I'm working in Boston this weekend.
Okay, that's the same time. All right, then this can work.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll just leave them here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like they like you better.
I probably got to take care of my roommate more than I have to take care of them, so.
And they're probably easier to feed.
Yeah.
They don't eat
exactly.
as much. Yeah.
You just prop them up and let them go.
Since I know that we recorded a podcast together for your podcast.
Yeah.
Which has what, 3-4 episodes?
Yeah. All right. So here's the deal.
Let's get legit.
I started my podcast.
So go ahead.
Yeah, I had 3 episodes, but then I started working in Hartford and Boston on top of my regular 9-to-5 job, which I took when I left the morning show.
Right.
And it's just like I didn't have time to do it.
Right.
So periodically, like this, I will put up on my podcast after you post it.
Okay. This will be the first episode, by the way, of 2019.
All right.
Okay.
Same. And then I got another one coming up I'm recording this weekend, so that'll be up shortly. I'm going to try and do it more often.
You should do it more often.
Better about it.
I keep telling people, like, the podcast, and we record it once a week. Sometimes we'll do 2 episodes. Well, we're there all together and it rolls and we're like, well, why not? So I release a new episode every Wednesday. It tends to be kind of like a regular for me. And it just made me like a lot more happier, focused. This is what I like to do. This is what I love doing. And it just changes your mindset.
And we've talked, pretty regularly.
Off air.
Yeah, off air. And since we, parted ways in Providence and, that's one of the biggest voids we both have was... trying to get back in radio. I was out of radio for a good year and some change prior to getting back in Boston and Hartford.
Right.
And then you left the show and went to Seattle for a while. And, it's just a void. It's an outlet for us. It's a creativity thing. So.
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah. So, now that you're single and ready to mingle, I want to know a little bit about your dating life. How's it been?
Yeah, non-existent.
Like Tinder and stuff?
Yeah, I can't even record a podcast. Who do you want me to date?
I don't know. Sometimes you post up some stories about like...
A, it costs money. And B, I don't have the time.
So you haven't dated anybody?
I mean, I've been on dates, but nothing like consistent or regular.
Have you met anyone on Tinder?
No, most of the people I meet is like at the end of the night at the bar. And
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's a good thing until like 3 in the morning. Yeah. You gotta go. Uber's outside.
Hey guys... Please don't listen
Cover
to
your
this
ears.
right now. Yeah,
this is life lessons, boys. You listen to these.
Please, no. Nathan's got a girlfriend. I was asking about her.
How old are you?
13.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What's wrong with you?
13 years old with a girlfriend.
Oh, that's so Portuguese. Don't get married by 18, whatever you do.
20, 21,
None
probably.
of that.
22.
Yeah. Don't even think of that word till you're like at least 27.
This is what's going to happen. If you think about getting married, I'm going to have you call Vezzy. Uncle Vezzy.
I'll talk you out of that.
Yeah.
Real fast.
You can call Uncle Vezzy and he will. I'll just leave it to that.
We'll go on a tour. Yeah.
I'm coming along.
Yeah.
I'm coming along. I'm not judging anybody.
You probably
or
have
anything.
fun.
I probably would.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Who says I
You're gonna need that last.
That was the last podcast.
You're still too young, all right?
I've had 2.
Jeez.
You had 2 girlfriends? What? Who was this?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Nobody.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I'm not gonna talk about.
I hope your mom doesn't listen to this episode.
Seriously.
Okay, no, but seriously,
enough
so
out of you guys.
when you meet someone on Tinder, do you go out and grab coffee? Is it a short date, drinks, date, dinner?
The few dates that I've been on, I've never had success on Tinder. Not one single date off Tinder.
Okay,
There's
so
been a lot of
what have you
swiping.
been using?
There's a lot of swiping. I almost got carpal tunnel, but Bumble is the one that I've gotten the best reaction.
How about coffee and a bagel?
Yeah, my 21-year-old cousin told me to try me that, and that just turned me off from the whole thing. I love her to death, but yeah, coffee and a bagel.
I was like, how about coffee and donuts?
Yeah, no,
That's more
it was like donut stick and a bagel. Maybe I'd try it.
Yeah,
but
a little stickier, not as dry.
Yeah, the shapes just work better together.
They have a collar, the stick, the jelly stick.
Exactly. And a bagel.
Yeah, and a glazed donut.
Right. But, so Bumble's the one where the girl has to initiate contact. Yeah. Like, you can like each other, but you would have to message me and be like, hey, what's up? How's it going?
Which would never happen.
Right.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, so I had a few dates off there. Nothing, see, the girls in my age bracket, they're looking for one of two things. Like, to settle down or have kids immediately.
And you don't want to settle down?
I don't want to do any of that.
But you don't see yourself getting married again?
No, hell no.
No? You'll never get married again?
No.
No, never say never, Vezzy.
Alright, Justin Bieber, chill out. No, but, like, seriously, like, it's... Alright, so I just got out of my marriage. Well, it's been 2 years now. Yeah. But we were together for, like, 8 years. Yeah. Total. And I'm just, like... I'm focusing on myself, not worried about any of that. That's where I'm at. So, like, my priority is not long-term relationship or settle down.
But I feel like you're gonna want to meet somebody, and eventually it's gonna happen. Like,
yeah, but I do okay on my own.
I don't know.
Like, I do what I gotta do. I make it work.
Okay, I understand that, but what I'm saying is eventually you're gonna want somebody to grow old with.
Nah,
you're not gonna have your looks.
I don't even want to grow old on my own. I don't know.
You have no choice. You're just everybody's gonna get old.
Yeah, yeah. Like 55. I'm good.
That's when you're ready.
Yeah,
to
I'm good.
Wow.
Sew me up. Put me in the ground.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just not even there. Yeah. Pretty much like just tarnished from my old relationship.
I don't blame you. That was a big.
It was bad. Yeah. On the way out, it was even worse.
Ugh. I don't think you probably haven't told me anything else that's happened since then.
No, I mean, other than like working a ton, not much has happened. Yeah. Have you run into her at all, by the way? I actually saw her dad at Home Depot today.
Really?
Yeah. We didn't talk. I just breezed the other direction and got out of there quick. Quick fast.
You're like, is she around here?
Yeah. No, we haven't run into each other.
Does she live around here?
No clue.
Oh, you don't have any update?
No contact. Yeah.
Is she on social media at all?
Couldn't tell you. If she is, I'm blocked on every form.
Or she's following you with some random name.
Could be. Got a lot of those.
You're not private, though.
I'm not private anywhere.
I'm not private either.
Very public.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Slide in my DMs. Come at me.
But see, that's unfortunate. She messed it up for all the other good girls out there that want to date Vezzy.
Yeah, please, if you're out there. I'm not unwilling. It's just... It's
not your first thing. It's just like me. Like, if I start dating somebody, my first thought isn't like, are we going to settle down? When are we getting married? Like, no, I just want to see how this goes. Right. Like, do I like you? Do you like me? Do I like you enough? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, where does it progress from that? I don't like putting the pressure. And I've never done that. It was like, just that pressure of like, where's this going? Are we getting married? Yeah.
No, so there was one girl I dated, and it came from Bumble. And we dated for a few months. Yeah. But it just... Like, her priorities were, let's get married, let's have kids. Right. And that's just so far from where I was at. Yeah. And I was just like, all right, cool. It was fun while it lasted. See you later.
Do you think that kind of scares guys away?
What?
If the girl's like, hey, I want to get married, I want to,
I mean, on the first date, if you tell me in the first 20 minutes your biological clock is ticking out.
That happened to my friend. Shout out to Brian again, because he just texted me today. He's like, I finally made your podcast. And it happened to him on his first date.
It happened to me.
And he was like,
and I was like, peace.
But there was a date number 2 for him.
Yeah.
And then a third one, and then finally he was like, no.
There was a date number 2 for me, but that was just because I had ulterior motives.
Right. Fuzzy never lies.
Yeah.
I wish you would, because my nephews are in the room.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat around the bush, really,
I know.
But
I get it.
yeah, no. So
I will say
really
this. It's funny because all my friends, most of my friends are on like Bumble, Tinder, and stuff like that, and I have never been on any of those dating apps. And so they're like, "T, why don't you get on there? Why don't you get on?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
So where are you putting yourself out there at?
I mean, when I worked retail, that was great. It was just like I meet people. I met people all the time, and I worked at like a kind of like it was called a vitamin shop. So you had people that were you know what I mean? Like it was like same interests, same like you know.
So vague.
What do you mean so vague?
Vain.
Vain. No. Yeah. I'm not vain. I mean
you just said I worked at vitamin shop so I could meet people that were in shape.
I'm saying that have the same interests. If you're going to the vitamin shop, most likely you are shopping for supplements. You are shopping. You know what I mean? Like
I go to the vitamin shop.
You have not been working hard, Vezzy, in the holidays here, and I understand that.
It's fluffing season, not cuffing season.
Fluffing season?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's the time to bulk up, hibernate.
Yeah, I've been, yeah.
Not go out of the house.
Well, when I come home for Christmas, I literally will go back a good, 6 pounds heavier.
Well, yeah, that's because you're Portuguese. You come home, you get fed non-stop.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Have some more food. Have some
Italian
more food.
or Portuguese, that's what happens to all of us.
Yeah, they feed us. Which is great. I'm not gonna
Jada knows.
And then aside from that, just meeting friends. It's not my priority. It hasn't been my number one. I gotta meet somebody, gotta sit down. Then I always give the wrong guys the attention, and I'm always like,
I can see that.
How did this happen? And my friend's like, come on, you couldn't tell by what he did and what he said.
But you're out there meeting people on decorated yachts now. There's gotta be a guy that's got some money.
Gotta stay away from those. I gotta stay away.
A football player or something.
They haven't been on any boats that I've been on.
Okay.
Not at all. But no, it's been I don't know. I'm a big personality person, so it's you have to have personality.
Right.
And I'll take that over you being hot, because you can be hot and I'm like, oh my god, he's so cute. But then if he opens his mouth and it's just
stupid.
And then it just turns me off.
Dumb.
And then I'm like,
yeah.
I'm all set.
Yeah, see me, I'm more of the opposite.
You're more what they look like?
Yeah, I'm like, what do you look like? Don't talk so much. Cool. We're good.
No, I need personality. I need to be able to have a conversation with you.
Just get along with my friends and family. That's all I care about.
I don't know. I need to have, there needs to be something else there. Okay. It can't just be the good looks.
See, you gotta like the Patriots, the Red Sox, the Celtics.
That's the problem in Seattle! Because then I have to they love the Seahawks, so it's
yeah, that sucks for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get out of there.
Everyone keeps asking, when are you moving back, D? I'm like, when I get an actual job out here, then possibly.
Hey,
but
what's up?
I've already asked you to help me move.
I'm trying.
You're trying.
I'm working on it on this end.
What do you mean?
Well, not helping you move.
Oh.
But line you up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'm doing what I
did
can.
mention, but I was talking about the moving part.
Oh, yeah.
Can you help me move?
Yeah. Dude goes and gets a truck, and everybody needs somebody to help him move now.
Yeah,
That's what happens.
Build houses. I mean, what can we say?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Vezzy has a truck. He can help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Pretty much.
So what are you focusing on in 2019? Since it is the new year, it's January, we're talking about our goals.
So 2018 was me getting back in radio, focusing on work and myself. 2018 is just kind of a continuation of that, or 2019 is a continuation of that process.
Yeah.
And, just not trying to neutralize it, but get to a point where I'm comfortable doing everything I'm doing. Like I said, this year I spent a ton of time working. My regular job, I work 60 hours a week. And then working on the radio in Boston on the weekends, which is a 2-hour commute. And then working on TIC sporadically, it drains me.
Yeah.
But, just trying to get to a good level ground, solidarity.
You have this week off though, right?
Yeah, I'm off this week. I'm working in Boston this weekend, doing some stuff out there.
You were because I was like, I'll come over around 7:30, 8. Oh, that's kind of late. And I'm like, late? Wait, are you working tomorrow? What are you doing?
No, I mean, I'm on vacation, but, like, I'm playing catch-up from everything I don't get to do in my regular time. So today...
Like, play catch-up, like, sleeping?
No, not even. Like, today I literally ran around, did errands all day, like, fixed a couple things in the house I've been trying to get done for a while. Tomorrow I'm helping my buddy Tim, like, build some stuff in his house, and he's, like, remodeling the whole house. So.
But he has a house, right?
He has a house.
Building the house from scratch.
Right, and he's remodeling another house. But he's moving into that one because he's about to have a baby.
Where is this house? Enfield?
No, East Windsor.
East Windsor, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to help him get up there.
Oh, Vezzy's always been a good friend.
Well, he's got a baby coming in a couple months, you know.
Does he know the baby mama?
Yes, he's married. You know, not all of my friends are degenerates. Most of, but not all.
Have you been back to Providence since you...
I literally have not been to Providence.
Stop it!
Once.
Come on, come this weekend.
I'm DJing a wedding out there in a couple weeks.
In Providence?
Yeah.
Where?
Don't know. I gotta look it up.
What do you mean
it's
you don't know?
It's in my email somewhere.
You don't know?
I know it's happening in a few weeks. That's all I know.
Come this weekend.
I'm in Boston all weekend.
Christy's gonna come and pick me up.
Okay.
At my mom's house.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna spend a couple nights at her place.
Okay.
And we're just gonna hang out in Providence. I love, honestly, when people, back in Seattle, when people are like, oh, where are you from? I always say New England. And then I say, like, Boston area.
Yeah.
I never say I, like, grew up in Connecticut. Because I'm like, meh. And then I explain, I'm like, I went to school in Boston, and then I moved here from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Because home to me, yes, I know, like, my family's here in Connecticut, but home to me has always felt Providence. Because that's where I have, like, all my friends, and, like, I spent, like, 8 years in radio there.
Well, yeah.
It's, like, it's so easy for me to get around. I just felt so comfortable there, you know?
That was, like, the majority of your adult life coming out, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I was there for almost 6 years. But I was commuting from Connecticut. And when people ask me where I'm from, I usually say New England.
Right.
And then they ask me more specifically, oh, you mean Boston? Right. No.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere in between Hartford and Springfield. Let me show you on a map. That's the only way you're going to figure it out.
But I think that when you move across the country, if people ask where you're from, you're not going to say, oh, my parents live in Windsor, Connecticut. Because they're like, I don't know where the hell that is. Right? So I kind of keep it vague. Like, oh, well, I went to school in Boston, then I moved from Rhode Island. And, like, even when they ask me, what was your first CrossFit gym or something, I have to say, Rhode Island. It was in Seekonk, Mass, but that's right bordering East Providence. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to explain.
CrossFit, man.
What do you mean? Stop hating.
I'm not hating.
Yeah, you're hating.
I'm not hating.
Yeah, you are. I don't think that's fair.
Just CrossFit. It's CrossFit.
CrossFit is a community. You gotta think of it like that.
Okay.
I actually dropped into a CrossFit box. It was in West Hartford.
Yeah, I've been trying to drop into a lot of CrossFit boxes.
I know.
But it never happens.
Yeah, you're just not strong enough.
Yeah.
So
I get that a lot. It's that whole walk into the vitamin shop thing coming back to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't. You know what? The other day you posted something about a pre-workout, and I was gonna post. I was like, hey, I got a couple packets for you.
2019.
Yeah, there you go.
Those are my goals. Yeah.
Anyhow, so I dropped into a box in West Hartford. My cousin's wife is now becoming a coach, so she's shadowing a few classes.
Right.
And my cousin has the same thoughts about CrossFit like you do. He's like, yeah, it's like a cult. I was like, it's not really. It's a community. I said, I've been doing it for 6-7 years now.
Right.
You got to a point where it's not about who finishes first and who does this. You know, it's like, it's great, especially when you move out of state, and it's great to meet new people. And it's great for yourself. To me, it's like, and I've always said that to me, it's like where I go to release stress. When I have anxiety, it just helps me. It helps me, like, just set my mind straight.
I can see that, but when I go to the gym, and I'm working out, I don't want to be bothered. I just kind of do my own thing.
You're not going to be bothered.
Yeah, no, but I don't want to, like, be around other people. Like,
but if she's hot, you want to be around her.
I can look at her from a distance. If we make eye contact,
talk to her.
Our personal misconnection on Craigslist. That's good.
People use Craigslist still, do they?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
But you gotta find them on Bumble or
yeah, but they may have friends of friends, and it's a great network. You'll meet doctors, you'll meet nurses, you'll meet, like...
those money people again.
Law enforcement people. You'll meet people like me that is our personal assistant and stuff like that. So, yeah. I think it's a good way to meet people that you would typically not meet on a daily basis.
Listen, I'm not against it.
I think you should join a box here. I'm going to look one up for you.
All right, do it, but I can't afford it.
I'll talk to them.
If you can give me a good discount,
talk to your people.
A friends and family discount, I'll consider it. But like, I actually did consider it at one point, and they were like $100 a month or $150 a month, whatever they were talking about, and I was just like, no.
Yeah, but you could do something.
I got $9.99 at the Planet Fitness down the street. It's open 24 hours, and nobody talks to me. I like it.
But you never use it anyways.
No, I got a gym in my basement. That I don't use either.
Is there really a gym down there?
Yeah, it's like a box. There's like
a just a punching bag.
I got a punching bag. I got a speed bag. I got weights.
Does it have a picture of a certain female on that punching bag?
No, that's in the garage.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that on the dartboard?
Yeah. No, it's not on the dartboard.
It should be.
Yeah, it's next to the dartboard.
Oh,
so you got something to look at while you're playing darts.
I don't know. You guys were burning something before I got here, so I'm assuming it was probably old photos and memories.
Wedding pictures.
Yeah. I think that was probably burned 3 years ago.
No, I do them periodically, just to,
once in a while.
Every time you get that level of hatred in you, you just gotta let it out. Yeah. It's therapeutic.
So you now are living in a house with, it's gonna be 2 roommates.
Right.
You have a dog, puppy.
Yep. Tucker.
Who's 11 months.
Yeah.
And a spaz.
Only when he meets people.
He kept jumping and wanting to hit our face.
He's like Marshawn Lynch.
Like, if you guys went outside and were watching TV in the living room, after 20 minutes he would calm down and he would snuggle with you, and it would be the cutest dog you've ever seen in your entire life, and you wouldn't want to leave him.
After he calms down.
Right.
And how long does it take for the dog to calm down?
Once you calm down, he calms down. If you're standing up, he's not calm.
Side note, Vezzy's Christmas tree is tall.
Yeah.
And all the ornaments are up on top. Like, as if he has a little child.
Yeah.
Because the dog knocks down all the ornaments. Am I correct?
No, I didn't knock him down. He just pulled them off and ate them.
He ate the ornaments?
Yeah. He definitely pooped some glass.
Stop it.
Yeah, no, it happened.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
But I give him rice regularly, so
it clears the system out?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad you got a dog. Keeps you company and warm at night.
Mm-hmm. And responsible. I don't go out and party like that, so.
You don't anymore? So that's changed?
No, never. Not really. Maybe like once every few months.
You'll go out with like a bunch of friends?
Right. Special occasion kind of
Connecticut, Springfield, what?
Well, like tomorrow night I'm going out with a bunch of friends from high school.
You didn't invite me!
They're my high school friends.
They know who Deanna Cruz is.
Well, everybody does. But yeah, no. So we're going out tomorrow night, and then I'll be in Boston, just laying low, working all weekend.
I wasn't invited to tomorrow's reunion, but that's okay.
I don't even know where we're going.
Is it somewhere in Connecticut or Springfield?
I don't know.
If it's Springfield, I don't want to go.
It's probably both. One or the other.
Connecticut, maybe I'll go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll have the party there. Only if you come out then in Providence this weekend.
I'm in Boston all weekend.
Are you staying up in a hotel there?
I am.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, because I'm working Saturday night, and then Sunday I'm going to a concert. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you can crash at Christie's too, I'm sure.
All right.
Yeah, she's
Party
got
at
a couch.
Christie's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saturday
so
night.
I got to take the train back and forth?
You have a car.
Yeah, but I'm going to be drinking.
Oh, yeah, then take the train.
Yeah. January 1st until next week.
I was going to say was my dad was like, oh, why didn't you take the train from Boston here? I'm like, do you understand that the connection from Boston to Hartford sucks? Like,
we're working on that.
Can you please work on that? Like, it is so
seriously.
aggravating. Because even from Providence to Hartford, no connection, no Amtrak connection. Like, that's a little ridiculous.
By the end of next year, there's going to be a high-speed rail from Boston to Springfield.
Okay, that doesn't help me.
No, but then Springfield connects now on the Connecticut Metro, which runs from New Haven to Hartford.
Can you work on Boston to Hartford? Because right now, I'd have to go Boston, New Haven, get out on the train in New Haven, and hop on the train back to Hartford.
It'll be much more direct coming from Boston. You just go from Boston. It'll be like you're driving Boston, Springfield to New Haven.
No, I want to go to Hartford direct. Boston to Hartford, please.
There's no direct.
There is no direct.
There'll never
work
be a direct.
on that. Why?
I can't.
You know why? Because nobody wants to come to Hartford.
That's true. You can go Boston, Worcester to Hartford.
I don't want to do that either.
Yeah. Nobody wants
to
go
to Worcester.
No.
But the thing was, like, I landed so late, 10:30. How is there even gonna? I was like, I'm not gonna be on public transportation trying to figure this out at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Like, really?
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So I didn't do that.
Okay.
Is this thing still recording?
Yeah, we're still running.
Okay, just checking. It keeps. I feel like it's jumpy.
Why?
Is there enough state?
Oh, it's only because it's catching up to itself.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to verify it was still. Is this thing on?
It's
on.
on.
Tom! He is not here.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You have any questions for me?
What do you want me to ask you?
I don't know. We're switching it. I was interviewing you. Now you interview me.
This is your show.
But if you had any questions, you have no curiosity. You have nothing to ask.
Are you dating anybody?
No, I'm not.
You're currently single?
Yeah.
All right, so,
Are you sure?
Yeah, why? Did you see something?
Hey. See what happens when you put family in the room?
I know. Now they're really being
it's all coming out, yeah. All right, so you're not dating anybody.
No.
Are you actively seeking dating?
No, because I told you I'm not like on Tinder or Bumble, any of that stuff. I mean, I like meeting people, but you really have to like kind of pique my interest.
So you were coming at me all crooked and sideways for not being on the dating scene because I'm working my hiney off.
I'm working my hiney off too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't come at me then.
I just like giving you a hard time, period. That's just who I am.
Well, now I'm giving you a hard time. Just because you're out there mingling on decorated boats with, all those nice people.
Yeah.
Who dress nice and have all those fantastic
side
things.
Note, the person I work for, she has great taste in hired help, is all I can say.
Self-plug right there.
I'm just saying.
She gonna be a reference on that resume too?
I wasn't talking about myself.
Oh, okay.
I was saying anyone else I've seen that she's hired, I'm always like, damn, she's got a good eye.
Also like a gardener.
She does have gardeners. She does have
a pool boy.
She does have a pool boy.
Okay. Is that where the great taste lies?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, but she does have a great taste.
Okay.
I was like, damn, she's good.
So there could be some co-mingling of hired help.
I'm not saying anything.
All right.
I plead the fifth.
See, and you wanted me to interview you, and you're just pleading the fifth.
I'm giving you an answer. See,
this is why we never got anywhere in the Rise and Grind morning.
I know.
We did hit some ratings.
I was just gonna say, is that why our ratings sucked? But
no, we had good ratings.
Yeah, we had
a couple bonuses.
Yeah.
Right?
We had great ratings.
Mediocre bonuses. That was part of the company. I digress. All right, so you're going back to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
What's the long-term plan for Deanna Cruz? You're going to keep doing the Unfiltered podcast?
Yes, I'd like to continue, even if I get hired at a station, any station. I'd still like to continue on because it just is like. I feel like the podcast, I can talk about anything I want. A lot of people have asked me, what is your podcast about?
Right.
And my answer is, it could be about anything. Whatever I feel like talking about it. Because I feel like sometimes in radio, you're kind of stuck. Either you got 10 seconds to say something, or you can't really make it.
Tell me about it.
Right, but I'm saying you can't really make it a story or interview someone randomly. Like, I've met some really interesting people, so I've asked them, hey, and I've met them for maybe 10 minutes.
Right.
By the way, I have a podcast. Would you like to be on the podcast? And somehow I get them in there. Other times it's just certain topics that Cindy and Jester will discuss on there. And then when I know I'm coming home and I want to have a podcast with you, have you on there. So I like that freedom.
It's definitely a more authentic platform.
Yeah.
I don't know if authentic is the right word, but like we can kind of let our hair down. We're not guarded by all the FCC regulations or anything like that. I can try
the F-bomb if I wanted to.
Right. Go ahead, do it.
No, but the kids are in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I can't do it either?
I try to restrain from saying those things, but then I feel like we haven't been able to say that so long.
Like, that's all you want to say.
And not all I want to say, because
that's all I want to say.
If you know me off air, I do drop the F-bomb quite a few times.
You ever met a truck driver at 3 o'clock in the morning at a rest stop on the Mass Pike? That's what Deanna Cruz talks about.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, I shouldn't swear so much, but I have a hard time.
Yeah.
But if you put a mic in front of me, it's
amazing.
It's amazing. It's like a new person.
A light switch.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I feel like a lot of people in radio are like that, and I don't know if it's like just a matter of circumstance that when you're on the air, you have those handcuffs. You can't say things like that. Yeah. So when you're off the air, it's just, you want to say it that much more? Or I don't know if it's because I'm Italian and you're Portuguese, and that's just how we're raised.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What do you think, no, I'm reversing it back because I get this a lot.
It's still your show.
I know, but it is.
Come on now.
Working on the radio, a lot of people I've gotten all, and this is since the beginning of my career. But radio, do people even listen to radio anymore? Isn't it dying? Da 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 da. And I was just kind of like, yeah, so people still do listen to radio. However, I do think that people are listening to podcasts, and that's also growing.
Right.
Especially living on the West Coast, I've noticed that so many people listen to podcasts.
Listen,
it's unbelievable compared
right.
to the amount of people on the East Coast, people that I know. So it's like, I mean, even your roommate, I had to show him how to get on. Like, okay, go to Google Play, the music one, look for a podcast, because they've never listened to a podcast. And to be honest with you, I've never listened to a podcast until I started doing this. And then I'll listen to random podcasts and be like, oh, how did they start it? How did it end? How, what are they talking about? And just for topics, and just see how they sound.
Well, I think it's partially because, I don't know, as a New Englander and East Coaster, you go into it with the mindset is it's a commitment. You have to invest an hour into this show, right? Like a book on tape.
Uh-huh.
And
we don't have time for that as an East
No.
Coaster.
Like,
but you can press pause and come back to it.
Right, like, but by the time I do that, I already forgot what the hell you talked about. I can't even read a book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, people out in Seattle, they're reading books. But they're not reading books here. We don't have time for that. We're reading TMZ on Twitter.
That's how we get our news on the East Coast. People get their news on Twitter.
Give me 140 characters or less. That's all I want.
That's all. The attention span is less.
Right.
Okay, shorter.
You can't have useful words. You have to put like LOL, OMG, like, oh my god.
Right. Like, we're out here speaking in hieroglyphics on the East Coast because I think that's just a fact of the matter. Tucker! Chill out. See, that's what happens when you're recording live in the house with Doug.
Yeah.
But, to the people who think that terrestrial radio is dying, it's actually growing. And this is a statistical fact.
Yes.
That
this is what they teach the sales team at radio stations.
At the end of 2018, 92% of all Americans get touched by terrestrial radio every week. 92%, which is starkly higher than whoever's touching a podcast.
What's the other 8?
The other 8 people probably don't have access to a radio. They don't have a car, things of that nature.
Right.
But in this day and age where people are accessing TV through Fire Sticks, Roku, you're not watching your local news channels, your ABC, NBC, CBS.
Yeah.
So the only way to really get updated on local is through radio. And nobody's reading the newspaper. That is dying. That's a fact of the matter.
You mentioned Roku and even the Amazon Fire Stick and all that stuff. I don't have cable. But here's the thing, though. I still have access to my local stations. So I will, and maybe it's because I went to school for broadcast journalism, I will still listen to the local news because I'd like to know what's going on.
I do the same thing.
As depressing as it is, you know what I mean? I still will wake up, and I'll wake up. I like watching the Today Show. I like to know what happened locally. Right. And then I go on with my life.
You get your local weather. You get a traffic update.
But as far as like programming on those local stations, or on NBC, stuff like that, sometimes I'm like, oh, this sucks. Let me see what else is on. Let me see what's on Netflix. Let me see, because it's like I can pause it. I can walk away. I can pick up. Oh, I fell asleep. I can go back to watching a while with the local TV because I don't have cable and I don't have a way to record it. Right. I can't do that.
But as a commercial advertiser, you have a better chance of reaching the 4 of us in this room through radio than you would on your local news channel.
Right.
In this day and age, because people aren't watching.
Either they're not watching because it's just they don't want that negativity and that sort of like it's like a.
And they can get it on Twitter. And they can get it on Instagram, and they're following the news channels on those outlets.
Right.
So there's bigger investments there.
Yeah.
But nobody's there for the commercial purposes.
Right.
Unless it's a sports game or something that you're required to watch on that network.
Right. That's not being streamed somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I will say, living on the West Coast now, I feel like, podcasts, they are growing and people are loving it.
Oh,
and people are, you know what I mean? And so when I come back to the East Coast, like I said, most of my friends, I'd say 90% of them are like, I don't even know how to listen to that. So I was like, the links are always on my website, DeannaCruz.com. You could always go there for the latest one. But they're like, iTunes have a podcast. I'm like, the app is already installed on your phone, you know?
Well, and that's the thing is, and radio's hip to that.
Yeah.
So your 2 biggest radio apps are iHeartRadio and the radio.com app, right? National platforms. And both of them right now are in the midst of launching a podcast network within those apps.
Right.
So they're contracting out, celebrity podcasts to those two different networks.
Right.
So they're available there.
Yeah.
And radio personalities, terrestrial ones like ourselves, are getting podcasts put on those networks as well. So maybe we can get one put on one of those.
Yeah, if you can just figure out how to record this stuff.
Wait, I got this. We're good. Tech Vezzy over here.
Tech Tom needs to figure out how we can also record it back in Seattle. So
Okay.
you're talking about like how to do it.
Like with an ISDN?
Yeah.
So I don't have to do it over the phone?
Yeah, because I don't like the way it sounds over the phone.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's a terrible.
I did a couple over the phone, but I manipulated them through my mixer to make them sound better.
But even the one that we did together and I was over the phone, it still sounds like I'm on the phone.
Right. Yeah. You'll never get away from that. And I don't even like talking on the phone in general.
Oh, God.
I hate it. Text me. I don't want to talk to you. Don't call me.
That's why you're single.
That's how I feel like.
If I want to talk to you, I'll call you.
I was out with
or it better be an
Shailene.
emergency.
I was out with Shailene.
Yeah.
Yeah. My best friend from middle school. And her kids were all, and this is what I said to my sister, all her kids are on Instagram, and that's how they talk.
Yeah.
Direct message on there.
Right.
And I'm just like,
oh.
if you want to talk to me, can you just text me or call me?
Right.
Like, I can't be checking my Instagram. I don't want notifications always on my phone, like, bling, bling, bling. Like, just call me or text me instead of, like, leave me a message on Instagram.
I talked to 3 people on my phone.
Yeah.
3. Who? My dad.
Yeah.
Which is, like, usually a 5-minute conversation. Dad, how you doing? Did you get off the couch today? Did you go walk to the mailbox?
Are you alive?
Like You're right.
Yeah. You still breathing?
You need to come over and do anything, fix anything in the house. My brother, who lives in California in San Diego.
You talk to him on a regular basis? Like
maybe, mostly like about my dad or family matters.
Like once a week or?
Yeah, because my dad's been dealing with some issues in his back. It's been more regularly, but I would say once a month to 2 times a month average. And then you.
I don't talk to you that much.
No, literally, but you're like the only 3 people I talk to on the phone. Like I will be like, okay, I'll talk to Deanna.
Yeah.
Or
I'll randomly call you. I don't call you that much.
No, maybe like once every other month.
If I'm like around, it's too much to text, so I'll just call you.
Actually, a true story. She would actually do that sometimes. She would just
what?
Randomly like pick up the phone and call someone.
Yeah. I'll randomly. It's because I don't have enough time to talk to somebody, and honestly, like when I get home, I don't want to have a hour-long conversation. So it's if I'm on the road or something, or like I'm running an errand, then I'll call, but normally like I'll talk to my sister on a weekly basis.
Like grandma.
Yeah. I'll talk to my mom every week.
Right, but now you're across country.
Right.
Like if you were living locally, you'll be like, oh, hell.
No, I still talk. I actually talk to my sister. I used to talk to her more, I feel like, when I lived in Rhode Island.
Yeah, but you were closer.
But now there's a time change. But now there's a time difference. So it's like if she doesn't catch me, she usually calls me on a ride home.
Right.
So if she doesn't catch me at around 5:30, which is 2:30.
Yeah.
So if I'm working or something, then I'm not gonna. We don't talk. But
see, for me, like if you're local, just text me, and like I'll either get around to calling you, or we're gonna see each other at some point. Like,
maybe.
Yeah. No, I don't want to talk to you.
I don't know. I try. You know who else has been pretty good? Alicia, Christy, Dina. They've been pretty good, especially me being
all girls.
Yeah.
You notice that, right?
Wow, I don't talk to any guys over here.
I'm the only dude you talk to on the phone?
You also gotta check Tom.
Not really. I don't really talk to. First off, I never talk to Jeff on the phone unless it's an emergency.
Tech Jeff?
No, Jeffster.
Oh, Jeffster.
Tech Tom, we usually
Tech Tom, we
just text. Hey, is the episode up? Is it ready to go?
Right.
Jeffster. My
get your work done.
No, Jeffster knows something's up if I call him. It's because one day my battery died.
That's the local thing, though.
That's the first thing I called him. He picks up. He's like, hello? And I was like, are you awake? Are you at home? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, my battery died. It's like, I'll be right there. But you know what I'm saying? Like.
But I got a couple friends, they're callers. They're not texters. Okay. Right? So, like, they'd prefer to call me over texting me. And they call me, and it's literally like, I'm not here to listen to you breathe, dude. Get your point out. Let's do this. You could have done this in a 1-sentence text.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
And, the thing is,
ain't nobody got time for that.
You ain't got time for that.
Hell no.
You have the people that, say hi, and then it takes them 3 minutes just to say something, you're like,
no. Seriously, just get it out, man. Like, get to the point. beat around the bush. I will talk to people who live long distances on the phone, but that's
it. Are you trying to say you want me to call you more often?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
Not at all.
So I ain't got time for that.
I still don't like talking on the phone, but I'll give you a chance if you live far away.
Like, what do you need? Yeah, I feel like the times I've called you has been like, I'm frustrated about something or mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, the last time you called me, I was on the radio.
I was happy then. I was in a good mood.
Yeah, you were in a great mood.
You're like, you sound so different.
It was still a 45-minute conversation, and I'm on the radio trying to do talk breaks every, 10 minutes over here.
Yeah. You're like, you sound so different.
I just kind of left you on speakerphone and let you talk.
Okay.
I noticed, I put my headphones on to go do a talk break on the radio, and you're still talking. I could hear you through my headphones.
No, you told me to be quiet.
I could hear you, critiquing me in the background. Like, oh, you sound so silly. Yeah, great.
I would never do that.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah. Well, now that you are, you've been on the Deanna Cruz Unfiltered podcast, will you listen to one of them?
I'll give it a chance.
Come on!
I drive to Boston every week, so now I have time to kill.
I don't understand. The podcast has been out since October,
right?
And you have not listened to one episode. Knowing that you drive to Boston, but when you're driving to Boston, why don't you download an episode and just listen to it?
That's when I call the folks out of town.
No, listen to the podcast. They don't pick up.
But I don't got room on my phone to be downloading anything. Can I stream it?
You can stream it.
Okay, I'll
stream it or down You
have advertisers? You got endorsements yet? Who do we got to plug?
Don't worry.
Okay.
We're getting there.
You're working on it?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Can I get some of that money?
He's like, then can I step up?
Yeah.
Can I be part of this?
I'll fly to Seattle.
You should fly to Seattle. I told you, you'd have a great time.
I would fly out there if I had the money, but...
You know what? Sometimes you can get some really cheap tickets, especially entering the season where you can probably get a round-trip ticket for $250.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Come for a weekend or something.
I'll think about it.
Because nobody wants to go...
Spirit Airlines, they drop you out of the plane in a parachute?
No, JetBlue will go direct.
Yeah.
The last time I flew here, I want to say it was like $280 round trip back in March. So
it's not bad.
That's actually not a bad, And maybe I'll pick you up at the airport and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
You can crash on my couch, but
I
have
appreciate
cats. Don't get
You don't want me to crash on your couch.
Why?
Trust me, I'm weird.
Why? Do you snore?
Smell. I'm a dude. I sleep. I snore. Yeah, I fart. Burp.
I'll figure out where you can stay. Maybe you can stay at
a hostel or something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'll drop you off on Capitol Hill.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'll sleep on your
out.
couch. I've slept in worse places.
Yeah.
A mattress on the floor in the attic of a frat house.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're warm, I'll give you a blanket.
I DJ'd a party at Penn State once, and I stayed at the frat house at the party I was DJing. Literally slept on a bare naked mattress in the attic. It smelled like all sorts of vile things. I was just gonna say, bare mattress?
Like
there were no sheets on it. It was on the floor, no box spring, no frame, no nothing, just a mattress on the floor.
What are you doing?
I was like 23. I didn't care.
About those things, yeah.
I was on the tour with a rapper.
If you did that now, you know what would happen?
Oh, hell no.
You'd wake up, you'd be like, oh, my back is so sore.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even contemplate that now.
You wouldn't? You
I'm
just sleep in your car.
when it comes to domestication.
Where? Wow.
You saw my house. I'm very domesticated.
It's actually a really nice house.
No, I prefer to eat dinner at home. I don't go out to eat.
Well, that's a good way to save money.
It's not even that. It's just I always get let down if I go out to eat. I cook.
Oh, well, thanks for inviting us to dinner.
Sorry.
I haven't eaten yet.
It's Kevin's job tonight.
You got any meat and stuff in there?
I got fried chicken.
Oh. I don't know if I want fried. Is it breaded?
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, I don't want
that. It's really
that's
nasty.
Not healthy for me.
But, I don't like going out of the house. The most extroverted I am is right here, right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
So you become a homebody.
Oh, I'm a horrible homebody.
Oh, come on, Vezzy.
Yeah.
I was telling my mom
how I deal with people.
How I am so talkative. I'm in the Uber. I'm talking to the Uber driver, and I find out this always from Jordan. He's lived in Seattle 27 years. We pick up someone, and she gets in the car, and I'm like, where are you going? Yeah. So
no.
I was like, you just said. I was like, yeah. I want to know where you go. Oh, California. You just your mom. Where are you?
My last Uber conversation was nice car, dude. Cool, man. Thanks.
That's it.
That was it.
Oh,
it was done.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to that guy.
Don't get me wrong. There are times that I don't feel like talking, so I'll be quiet and not say much. But most of the time, I'm gonna ask you a story.
I got in a Twitter beef with Walmart today. Like, literally, the Walmart Twitter handle came at me because of something I said on Twitter.
What'd you say?
Well, I went to Walmart today. I told you I was running errands.
Yes, yep.
And I went to Walmart, and I get anxiety because it's 2 days after Christmas, and there's 800,000 people in there, and people are running around, and kids are screaming, and dogs are barking, and throwing things at each other. The lines are out the door. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to be around people. I was getting claustrophobic and anxiety, so I left. And I tweeted that, going to Walmart 2 days after Christmas was among the more regrettable things I did in 2018. So Walmart came back at me and was like, oh, it's kind of been that way since December 19th. I'm sorry to hear that. I was like, yeah, it's great for you, bad for my anxiety.
Yeah. And that's it?
Yeah.
They didn't try to send you a gift card?
No.
See, you need to
I didn't even at them. They just came back at me like they were searching their Twitter.
Oh.
Apparently, I'm the only one talking about Walmart.
Well, no, they have good people on their social media campaign, you know what I mean?
So. Could have come back some more wittier, though.
Vezzy, just don't ever apply to work at Walmart.
I could never deal with that kind of chaos on a daily basis. No way.
Hey, thanks for listening to Deanna Cruz Unfiltered. Don't forget to leave a review or a 5-star rating. Every review helps more people discover the show. And you can find my social media links right above. Follow me, just at Deanna Cruz.